All right, welcome back to my channel and thank you for being here. We are on part 2 of Santa's spring cleanup. We did part 1 on the other side and we'll do part 2 on this side. Part 1, we talked about Santa, what he brings to the table, why he's a part of my herd, why he's a huge part of my herd, and the fact that he's leaving my herd soon. So this is the completion of his spring grooming before he leaves the herd. I did, of course, also do his hooves. So, don't think I haven't done that. We just don't record that anymore because of the noise involved. If you want to see hoof trimming, check out the video Meet Jezebel. It's in our playlist, or I'll link it below, assuming I remember. But I thought this time it would be fun to talk a little bit about the whole YouTube thing, right? Everybody starts a YouTube, or those that start a YouTube in mind of monetizing, right? We talk about monetizing. Do it with the intent to get to money as fast as possible. How do you make money off of YouTube? Well, if they put ads on your videos, you get a percentage of that ad. It's pennies. It's not a lot. But when you multiply that over lots of views on the ads, it can add up. There are milestones you have to meet in order to even get to that point. So where are we in our milestone journey with this video? As of the recording of this video, I have a little over 500 subscribers. 500 subscribers is the first milestone they tell you you have to meet. What they don't tell you is that you have to have 500 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours on your videos in 1 year. So my videos range from 20 seconds to about 3 minutes on average. And then these, once a week or so, I do a longer one that's 15 minutes. You can do the math on trying to get 4,000 watch hours in a single year in order to even potentially start to earn money. Not going to happen anytime soon. So that journey for most people is out of reach, right? I mean, if you are one of those channels that puts out well-edited videos and they're hour long and people actually watch them like TV shows, bless your heart, you earned every dollar. When you're a channel like me and you've made some decisions the way I did, getting to 4,000 watch hours in a year might never happen. So that's the first hurdle, which is why I say, every little bit counts. Every minute you watch counts. Every like and subscribe counts. Why do likes and subscribes count? Well, apparently that's what tells YouTube to push your video out to other people who might want to also like and subscribe. Because if they don't push your video out, then nobody sees it, right? So there's that. The watch hours is certainly a long-term issue that, like I said, I may never overcome. I did not get into this trying to make money. In fact, I don't think I do want to make money, but I want to be clear on my intentions to you, my community. I want to be clear on what happens and why I do this and whether I'm going to keep doing this or not. So the channel, I think if you look at the channel age, it's like 13 or 14 years old. It was originally started back in the day. I'm old, right? So back in the day, the dinosaurs, when we had to use cameras and not phones to record video, and there was no other place to get them to people in your family that didn't live near you. And it was used for that. And I posted, a couple of videos at a time. It was a private channel. And it was just like, oh, so-and-so's graduation, or hey, look, vacation videos, blah, blah, blah. And then, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, I guess it was 3 years ago now, instead of trying to take still pictures of baby goats, I got the bright idea that I would do, 20-second video clips of the baby goats while they were here, as they were born, as they were growing up. And really, that was done for a couple of reasons, right? I started to do that because one, I wanted to market my baby goats. That's always kind of the goal. But two is I wanted their new families to have something that they could look back on, right? And still pictures, one, are a lot of effort to try and even get a decent still picture of a baby goat. Two is, you only do those a couple times, right? How exciting are those? So from a marketing perspective, the videos made more sense. And times had changed a bit, right? Platforms had improved. And at the time I was only using Facebook. And I was able to add Instagram, woohoo. And they have, that Reels feature, right? Which allowed me to start to dub over some music and have a little fun with it. It was low effort, but gave a lot of benefit to both, my community, which was very small at the time, still is, and my new families, which is really what the goal was. So that's how, I started taking videos. And then I realized that, I'm not, even though Facebook preserves your videos, scrolling through the timeline is a pain in the rear end. It doesn't, if you bought your goat from me 3 years ago, finding the videos of your babies on my Facebook page, they are absolutely still there, but getting to them and finding them might not be easy. So, let me preserve them on YouTube, right? And I did that. And I did publish them publicly, but I didn't do anything, right? They weren't marketed. They weren't tagged. They weren't even appropriately categorized. They had no descriptions. The titles were, really intended more for their new families, like baby goat XYZ name plays, right? They were nothing special. And then last year, instead of 20-second clips, I started to do more like 90-second clips. And that seemed to be appreciated even more. My community grew a little bit. And I was like, all right, cool. And, I kind of maintained the same process of, I put them out on Facebook and Instagram as the primary, and then I just did a backup on YouTube so that it was a little bit more searchable, a little bit more accessible in, later years, right? And some of those little clips actually started to take off, weirdly enough. Not that that did anything, but, they were getting views. And I wasn't trying to drive views, and it wasn't their new family. It was just random people taking a look. And that was lovely when every once in a while I would get a comment on that video from a year ago, 2 years ago, from a stranger. And great. Still didn't think anything of it. Never thought anything about doing it more than just during kidding season and just for the purposes of sharing my baby goats. Enter this year. So this year, once again, video lengths have changed, right? TikTok has driven a different expectation of what videos are. I'm not on TikTok. I don't think I ever will be on TikTok. I never say never anymore because I didn't think I'd ever be on YouTube, and here I am. But I kind of decided that, if I was going to take the time to put these baby goat videos out on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, I might as well take the extra 5 minutes, probably a little less than that, to push the videos from YouTube to other social media channels, right? So Nextdoor, some of you found me on. Blue Sky, some of you have found me on, and also Ravelry, which is really a knitting and crocheting database, but I have a small group there that enjoys the kidding season videos, right? And that, again, was the intent, was just to sort of share the joy of baby goat season a little broader. Since I was already doing the work, I was already putting out videos. They are low effort videos in terms of making them, right? Essentially, the goats did the work. I just had to sit and get them on camera. And I don't do any editing, and the hard work was really in making sure I had enough videos captured so I could post them. And I try and be pretty diligent about posting during kidding season twice a day, morning and night. And I did that on purpose, right? Because baby goats grow up fast. It's really nice to be able to see how your goat is growing as you are waiting for them to grow up. And really more about just bringing some joy into the world. I really, for whatever reason this year, and babies started arriving in February, right around Valentine's Day. Maybe that was the catalyst, I don't know. But I really felt this drive to put more joy into the world. Social media is such a cesspool anymore. And it's a necessity to run any business. But it really is such a cesspool that I just wanted to be joyous, right? Positivity, nothing but baby goats. And so, again, here I am with the intent of short, 30 to 90-second videos of baby goats twice a day and just push them a little further. And what surprised me was how much people appreciated the little moment of joy. And I think that changed my process or my thinking a little bit, right? People started to tell me how much they looked forward to that brief moment, right? That minute and a half, 2 minutes even, of baby goats playing or baby goats eating or whatever it is baby goats do. Heck, sometimes it was baby goats pooping, baby goats peeing. It was just baby goats. So I said, well, you know what? This year is an interesting year anyway. I have an extended kidding period because I had babies in both February and March. Usually I only have babies in 1 month. And they all grow up together. So I had this extra month that I wouldn't normally have had. And I kept going. And so I started in February with twice a day videos. And I've kept going. And it's now Memorial Day or end of May. And actually, it's probably going to be June by the time you see this, to be fair. Yes, I do film in advance. And I'm still doing twice a day. Our last babies are leaving home, so I'm not going to have baby goats. I've started to expand the type of video from baby goats to just around the farm. I added in these meet the goat grooming sessions. And really, still the intent and the entire purpose is to bring people a little peace, a little joy, to bring a spotlight to the breeds I work with. They are all on the endangered and threatened livestock conservancy list. So if you discover a new breed or learn a little something from me, hey, even better. And so it's evolved a little bit, but never with the line of sight to money, ever, right? That was not the purpose. That was not the intent. And I wanted to tell you about the stats and the requirements up front, because I want you to understand that, like, one, I'm not there or even close. And two is the likelihood of getting there is not good, right? But I did do a couple of things. I did make it to 500 subscribers, which is milestone number 1. That does not change anything on YouTube, but it apparently unlocked my ability to be able to provide some Amazon affiliate links. So I talked about my grooming tools once, and in that video, that was Lotus's video, I said, I don't make anything for sharing these. I'm not referenced by a brand or anything else, and that is true. But I do now have Amazon affiliate links, so if you click a link and you actually buy something from that link, I get a couple pennies. And really, that's what it is. It's a couple pennies. And since my items are very specific to grooming goats, and most people who groom goats already have their own tools, the odds that somebody's going to click the link and buy are probably slim to nil. But I have that ability, and I want to be transparent about it so you know what this channel is and what this channel is doing. If for some magic reason I was English, Pam, if I was able to get to that magic 4,000 watch hours in a single year, reference at the time of this video, I'm at 400 watch hours, which is why I say it's pretty much an impossibility, but what the heck, you know, one can always hope. If I were to meet that milestone, which is the next big milestone, it would unlock the little buttons that you see on the YouTube only channel, right? So you'd have to actually be on YouTube, not watching my videos on Nextdoor or Blue Sky or anywhere else that you might find them. There would be buttons that say thanks with a $sign and, you know, donate. So it unlocks that feature, which is not something I really think is going to generate anything, nor should it, right? But it unlocks that feature. So after that, I would have to get 1,000 subscribers plus that 4,000 watch hours or more per year to be able to unlock ads and get some revenue from ads playing on my videos. Not all that interested in that. If it gets there organically, so be it, but I'm not chasing that, okay? So I share all that because I want you to understand that I do this channel for the purpose of not making money. I mean, that would be nice, but I do this channel, I do these videos because I want you to enjoy the animals. I want you to have a chance to sit and, you know, watch goats in a pasture or listen to the birds or listen to me talk if that's what you're still here doing. I probably won't talk about this again ever. I just thought it was appropriate to put out that, you know, my videos are not edited. They're not going to be edited. They're lower effort than the true people who are, you know, making their livelihood off of this. I'm not editing. I'm not making thumbnails. I've improved my titles a little bit, right? I have started tagging videos a little bit, so I get a little bit more help from the YouTube algorithm to push it out to more people. So I've done a few things, but at the end of the day, why I do this, why I post these, why I take this is not to spend time behind my computer editing videos and making them perfect. It's to put a little bit of joy, a little bit of peace, a little bit of relaxation out into the world. And if you're still here with me, this one is an unusual video. I promise it won't happen often, but I wanted you as an early part of my community, as somebody who's been here supporting me for no other reason than you found my videos and you thought they were okay. I appreciate it. I see you. I am so small that I know your name if you've used your name, or I know your handle. I've talked to you if you've left a comment. I invite you to leave comments and talk to me. And I will ask you, you know, to subscribe, to like, to try and help me reach those things. But that's about the extent of what I'm going to do to try and drive any woohoo fancy stuff. For me, it's about the animals. It's about getting to know a few folks online. And it's about making sure that these breeds that I work with that are on the Livestock Conservancy threatened or even endangered list get seen, get heard from. If you really want to support my channel, or you really want, I shouldn't say my channel, if you really want to support the farm in some way, pop over to my website, buy a couple bars of soap. I make soap. My soap proceeds go 100% to the animals. Nothing goes to me. I work a full-time job. That's where I pay my bills. That is how it's always going to be. My husband works a full-time job, right? This is not our income stream. We have an income stream. Please don't feel obligated to do anything. But if you want to, I think my soap's fabulous. It's pretty. And it's worth a little investment if you want to check it out. I'd love for that to happen. Otherwise, really, just keep watching. Tell your friends, have them watch. I appreciate it, and I do see you, and I know that every minute you spend listening to me drone on is a minute you could be doing something else, and I appreciate it with every bit of my soul. I don't know why you're here. I don't know why you enjoy listening to me, but I'm happy that you do, and I'm happy that it brings a little bit of joy to you, to anything in your day. And I'm going to continue to keep on keeping on, which means you're going to see the same non-edited, raw. I dropped things, my camera flickered, there's noises in the background, somebody's screaming, somebody's mowing. You're going to hear all of that and listen to me talk about the animals. Oh, you got one more little thing here. That's why we spray. So as I finish up with Santa and get him ready to head off to his new farm with his new owner and his new bride, so to speak, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here and being a part of my community. And I really do look forward to seeing you at the next one. Have a fabulous day, week, month, evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for being a part of my community. And I have to say it, leave a like, leave a subscribe, and I'll see you at the next one. Thanks, guys.